My dear friends, it is an honor to be here today, standing before you to talk about something that is so deeply personal, yet universally powerful. The strength of a woman beyond friendship, beyond companionship, beyond any single relationship. We often speak about the bonds we share with others, how we uplift and support one another, how friendships shape our journeys. And while these connections are invaluable, today I want to shine a light on something even greater, the power that resides within every woman, independent of who stands beside her. A woman's strength is not measured by how much she is loved or how many people surround her. It is measured by how she rises after she falls, by the courage she holds in moments of solitude, and by the unwavering belief in her own worth. Strength is in the quiet moments when no one is watching, in the resilience to rebuild after setbacks, and in the unwavering pursuit of purpose despite the odds. We live in a world that often tells women they need validation from others to be whole, that strength is found in numbers, in approval, in a voice other than their own. But the truth is, our strength is something we carry within us. It is in our ability to redefine ourselves, to grow, to evolve, and to thrive, regardless of who walks beside us. History has shown us countless examples of women who stood strong, not because they were supported, but because they refused to be broken. Women who shaped movements, who shattered barriers, who carved their own paths, proving that a woman's strength is not defined by the roles she plays in others' lives, but by the role she plays in her own. To every woman listening today, you are enough. You are powerful beyond measure. Your value is not dependent on anyone else. Love, friendship, and companionship are beautiful parts of life, but they do not define your strength. You do. So stand tall, believe in yourself, and never forget that your power is limitless, because a woman's strength goes beyond friendship. It lies in the very essence of who she is. A woman's strength is not defined by others, but by her own resilience. From the moment she steps into the world, she is met with expectations. Expectations of how she should behave, who she should become, and where she should seek validation. Society has long tried to dictate the measure of a woman's strength based on her relationships, her ability to nurture, and her capacity to be there for others. While these qualities are undeniably powerful, they do not define her entirety. Strength is something deeper, something intrinsic, something that remains even when the world is quiet. A woman's strength begins with self-awareness. It is the understanding that she is whole on her own, that her worth does not fluctuate based on who stands beside her. It is the realization that while love and companionship are beautiful aspects of life, they are not prerequisites for being strong. This strength is not about the absence of vulnerability, nor is it about an unwavering facade of confidence. True strength lies in the ability to embrace every part of herself, the struggles, the scars, the victories, and the uncertainties. It is in the way she carries herself through life's storms, finding the resilience to rebuild even when everything around her seems to crumble. There is a quiet, unshakable power in knowing that she is enough. This does not mean that she never needs support or that she must walk alone, but rather that her core remains intact regardless of external circumstances. Strength is waking up in the morning and facing the day, even when doubt creeps in. It is continuing to dream and strive, even when the world has told her no more times than she can count. It is the ability to look in the mirror and recognize her own worth, even when no one else voices it for her. Throughout history, women have demonstrated immense strength, not because they were constantly supported, but because they refused to be diminished. They have led revolutions, fought for their rights, and broken through barriers that were meant to keep them small. They have carried the weight of expectations while quietly rewriting the rules. Their strength was not bestowed upon them by the approval of others. It was something they found within themselves, something they nurtured, something that could not be taken away. Even in everyday life, a woman's strength reveals itself in the smallest moments. It is in her ability to walk away from what no longer serves her, to set boundaries that protect her peace, and to stand her ground even when her voice shakes. It is in the sacrifices she makes, not for recognition, but because she believes in something greater. It is in the way she lifts herself up when no one else is there to do it for her. Strength does not always look the way the world expects it to. It is not always loud, defiant, or obvious. Sometimes it is in the quiet resilience of a woman who refuses to give up on herself. It is in the ability to heal, to grow, and to redefine her life on her own terms. It is in the understanding that she is her own foundation, her own source of power, her own guiding force. It is knowing that even in solitude, even without validation, even when the world questions her, she remains unshaken. Strength is often associated with external displays of power, with visible achievements, and with the presence of a support system that uplifts and validates. But true strength is not always loud. Sometimes it is found in the quiet moments of solitude, in the battles fought behind closed doors, in the resilience that exists when no one is watching. A woman's strength does not diminish when she is alone. In fact, it often grows in those moments of silence, in the spaces where she is left with nothing but her own thoughts, her own fears, and her own determination to keep moving forward. Solitude is often misunderstood. It is mistaken for loneliness, for isolation, for something to be feared or avoided. But solitude is also where self-discovery happens. It is where a woman learns who she truly is, beyond the expectations, beyond the roles she plays, beyond the relationships that surround her. It is in these moments that she faces herself fully, her past, her doubts, her hopes, her failures, and her dreams. There is a particular kind of courage required to sit with oneself, to reflect, and to embrace all that one is, without distraction or validation from others. There will be times when the world feels overwhelming, when challenges seem insurmountable, and when support is nowhere to be found. It is in these moments that a woman's inner strength is truly tested. The ability to keep going when there is no one to reassure her, to believe in herself when no one else does, to stand firm in her values and choices when opposition surrounds her. This is where courage lives. This is where resilience is built. Society often encourages women to seek strength in numbers, in friendships, in external sources of encouragement. While community and connection are undeniably important, the most unshakable strength comes from within. A woman who can stand alone, who can trust herself even in uncertainty, who does not rely on others to define her worth. That is a woman who cannot be broken. She is not afraid of her own company. She does not fear silence. She does not feel incomplete when she is on her own, because she understands that her power has never depended on anyone else. There is a difference between choosing solitude and feeling isolated. Choosing solitude is an act of self-reliance, a declaration that a woman is enough as she is. It is in these moments that she builds the kind of confidence that does not waver with external opinions, the kind of peace that is not disturbed by temporary setbacks. She learns to be her own source of motivation, to push herself forward without waiting for permission or approval. She realizes that her dreams, her ambitions, and her self-worth are hers alone to define. When a woman embraces solitude, she discovers the depth of her own resilience. She learns that she is capable of facing uncertainty, of navigating life's unpredictable challenges, of making decisions that serve her growth even when they are difficult. She becomes comfortable in her own presence, unafraid of her own thoughts, and empowered by the knowledge that she can stand strong with or without the presence of others. This is not to say that she does not value relationships, but rather that her foundation is built on something unshakable: her own inner strength. There is something incredibly powerful about a woman who does not seek external validation, who does not depend on others to define her value, who knows that even in the absence of applause, she is still worthy, still strong, still enough. The courage to be alone, to stand in her own power, to trust in herself even when no one else does, that is a strength that cannot be taken away. It is a strength that allows her to face the world, not because she has to, but because she knows she can. From an early age, women are often conditioned to seek validation from the world around them. Compliments, approval, and recognition become markers of success and self-worth. Whether it is through achievements, relationships, or external appearances, the pressure to be acknowledged can feel overwhelming. Society reinforces the idea that a woman's value is tied to how others perceive her, to how well she fits into the roles assigned to her, and to how much she's appreciated by those around her. However, real strength lies in breaking free from this need for validation and understanding that self-worth is something that comes from within. A woman who finds her value within herself is a woman who is unshakable. She does not wait for others to recognize her capabilities, to affirm her choices, or to tell her that she is enough. She knows it for herself. This self-awareness does not happen overnight. It is built over time, through experiences that challenge her, through moments when she must choose between seeking approval and staying true to her own beliefs. Every time she chooses herself, her voice, her intuition, her truth, she reinforces her own strength. The desire for validation is natural, but when it becomes the foundation of self-worth, it creates a fragile sense of identity. It means that confidence wavers with every opinion, every criticism, every moment of disapproval. When a woman learns to validate herself, she no longer lives in fear of rejection. She does not seek permission to exist as she is, to pursue what makes her happy, or to define success on her own terms. She becomes the author of her own story, free from the weight of external expectations. This shift in mindset is not always easy. It requires unlearning years of conditioning, stepping away from the constant need to please, and embracing the idea that not everyone will understand or approve of her choices. But the moment a woman realizes that her worth is not something to be given by others, but something she inherently possesses, she steps into a power that is truly her own. She no longer needs to prove herself in ways that drain her. She does not shape herself to fit someone else's definition of success, beauty, or strength. Instead, she stands firm in who she is, knowing that her value is not up for debate. There is a quiet confidence in a woman who no longer seeks validation. She carries herself differently, not in arrogance but in certainty. She does not shrink herself to make others comfortable. She does not measure her accomplishments by how much recognition she receives. She does not let doubt creep in simply because the world is slow to applaud her efforts. Instead, she moves forward with purpose, knowing that her worth has never depended on whether others see it or not. Breaking free from the need for validation allows a woman to make choices that are truly hers. She is not influenced by trends, by societal pressures, or by the fear of not being liked. She understands that approval is fleeting, that opinions change, but that self-respect is lasting. When she values herself, she sets boundaries that protect her energy. She surrounds herself with people who appreciate her without needing her to prove anything. She builds a life that reflects who she truly is, rather than one that simply looks good from the outside. This kind of inner strength is liberating. It allows a woman to walk away from what no longer serves her, to pursue dreams that others may not understand, and to stand firm in her beliefs, even when they are challenged. She understands that self-worth is not about being everything to everyone, but about being true to herself. In a world that constantly tells women they need to be more, to do more, to seek more approval, the most powerful thing she can do is recognize that she is already enough. Life is constantly evolving, and with it, so is every woman's journey. Growth is not a single destination, but a continuous process of self-discovery, reinvention, and transformation. Society often expects women to fit into predefined roles, to follow a path that is safe, expected, and familiar. But true strength lies in the ability to redefine oneself, to break free from limitations, and to thrive in ways that are uniquely personal. A woman is not bound by who she was yesterday, nor is she confined by the expectations placed upon her. She has the power to reshape her narrative, to embrace change, and to build a life that aligns with her own aspirations. There is courage in starting over, in letting go of past identities, and in allowing oneself the space to evolve. Many fear change because it comes with uncertainty, with discomfort, with moments of doubt, but it is in these very moments that growth happens. When a woman chooses to step beyond her comfort zone, to challenge herself, and to trust in her own ability to adapt, she becomes unstoppable. She understands that reinvention is not a sign of failure, but of strength. It is a declaration that she refuses to remain stagnant, that she will not settle for anything less than what sets her soul on fire. Thriving does not mean that the journey is free of obstacles. There will be setbacks, failures, and moments of questioning. But a woman who recognizes her ability to redefine herself knows that each challenge is an opportunity. She does not view difficulties as an end, but as a chance to rise again, to learn, and to become even stronger. She is not afraid to walk away from situations that no longer serve her, to pivot when something no longer aligns with her values, or to reinvent her dreams when necessary. She does not remain confined by the past, but instead uses it as a stepping stone for what lies ahead. To thrive, a woman must first give herself permission to dream beyond what others deem possible, permission to let go of roles that no longer fit, permission to say no to expectations that limit her potential. It is a radical act to put herself first, to make choices that prioritize her happiness and well-being. Society may tell her that she must stay in familiar patterns, that she should not disrupt the status quo, that she should not take risks. But a woman who thrives does so because she dares to rewrite the rules. Reinvention is a deeply personal journey, one that is shaped by experience, by self-awareness, and by the willingness to embrace both success and failure. It requires breaking free from comparison, from the need to measure progress against others. A thriving woman does not compete, she grows. She understands that her path is her own, that her timeline is unique, and that there is no singular definition of success. She is not afraid to take the unconventional route, to explore new passions, or to pursue goals that once seemed out of reach. The ability to redefine and thrive is not about having everything figured out. It is about trusting the process, about being open to new possibilities, and about believing in one's own potential. A woman who embraces change does not resist the unknown. She welcomes it as part of her evolution. She knows that thriving is not about waiting for the perfect moment, but about making the most of the present. She takes control of her own narrative, shaping it with intention, with purpose, and with the unwavering belief that she is capable of anything. Throughout history, women have faced countless barriers. Yet time and time again, they have risen, defied expectations, and carved their own paths. Their strength has never been dependent on approval or ease, but on an unshakable determination to claim space in a world that often tries to limit them. From revolutionaries to scientists, from artists to activists, women have reshaped societies, built legacies, and proven that strength